100 degrees. It's another hot one. We're calling 91, 92 degrees today, but here we are. We got it all pieced together. Put some foam in there, tightened everything down. I've actually had it bolted down. Right now it's not bolted down. It's full of water. The water's running. We got the expansion tank full. You can see it flowing through there. Shut it off. She's down maybe 3/4 of an inch. Maybe. So we're running it, checking everything out. No leaks nowhere. Everything seems to be okay thus far. Crankcase isn't leaking. This cover, this is a water cover. It's not leaking where it goes from the crankcase up into the port and system that feed the cylinder and then the head. Everything's dry. No waters, no leaks, no drips. Here's where we spliced it together and put the preformed 90s on. Reason we've got it loose is we didn't put a bleeder in the tank because we're not completely sold that this is going to work yet, right? We gotta go test it. So I do have a bleeder. Thanks, Rick. Rick Gunther came up to MIS. I didn't get him on video. Old racing buddy. Used to actually, he's the one who had this cart built by Ted Swantek, and his friend back in those days, Mark, was the driver, and Rick did all the work. He sent me a bleeder, fancy little bleeder, but I'm not going to put it on this thing. We'll save that for whatever radiator we decide to go with. If it's this one, then we'll put it on this one, but we're not going to do it before testing. The reason why it's broke loose is if, for instance, you get some air up in here, the system is being fed from the top. The water's coming up through the motor, out the head. It comes in the top of the radiator and out the bottom, and it does that for a reason, to stop air bubbles from being stuck inside your radiator. So what I do is I rotate it. If there's an air bubble stuck in the top here, I rotate it up this way. Now it's on in that tank on the end. Now it'll be on what's the bottom of the radiator in that tank, and we just slowly roll it all the way over until the outlet back to the tank on the bottom of the radiator is the highest point, and we just keep wiggling around. I know Wild Bill, hey Bill, thanks for all the help you've given me. He's gone ahead and just rocked his cart back and forth. I used to lift the rear end of the go-kart up all the time, but since it's not bolted down, we can do this here and work any air right out and back to the tank. So there it is, folks. Once the thing's bolted down, it's good and solid. I'm going to go ahead and put that little clamp deal on anyway, just to make sure it doesn't break loose. It's just two little 1032s holding the darn thing on. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. We got it all filled up. Airbox kind of fits. We'll stuff some foam in and then duct tape just to make sure it all stays in place on the inside. And we'll give it a go. It looks like the weather's gonna play along. You're 24% chance of precipitation on Saturday, and if you look at the hourly, it doesn't even get into 20% range until about 4 in the afternoon. So we'll be done by then. Even Sunday looks a lot better. So not gonna be real hot. Mid 70s, low to mid 70s, 72, 74, somewhere in there. But still hot enough to give this thing a test. Better than 45 degrees, right? So that's it. We'll button it all up. Not going to put the fresh air tube onto the ignition because I don't think we're going to need it. We're there to test water temperature because this engine's different. And the lower water pipe here is actually in front of the ignition, and on the new motor it was behind the ignition. That tube literally sat right on the pump and fed right in, so we'd have to carve it all up. We do here, this is the outlet that feeds onto the ignition right here, and we'd have to carve into this, way into this, to clear that hose and stuff, and we don't want to do all that, man. I think we proved that whole system works by adding that fresh air. Helped it to keep running while the water temperature was too hot. So now we're going to go and see if we can run the guts out of this thing in mid 70 degree weather. I'm hoping, if Brian's right, if Gary's right, if Wild Bill's right, this thing should run 145, 150. And we would be celebrating. So that's it. We'll bring you some more. We'll bring you some info from the track. We'll bring you the motor running here in a while or something. Thanks for looking in. God bless. Godspeed. It's a hot one out here. Drink water, folks.